What happens if you set off a weather boss in the nether world? Let's find out, shall we? Don't click away, because I need your help in encouraging grandparents to stay mentally active through gaming. Thanks for joining the mission at Gaming for Grandparents. And please let your grandparents know it is free to subscribe. So let's get into this video and see how many grandparents we can help. So today we're going to go explore the netherworld. And for me, I built my portal to the netherworld over the stronghold to the end portal to go beat the dragon. So I actually have both of those teleportation portals really in the same square footage. So you need 10 obsidian blocks to be able to make another portal. And then you light it using flint and steel or some other source, such as setting wood on fire. My suit, or my skin of my little character here, is actually mimicking another portal. So that's why I'm purple and black and have boxes all over me. It's mimicking this portal. I'm going to go into this little purple clear stuff. And now we've warped into a warped forest inside of the netherworld. And this is what the netherworld looks like, with lava for floor. And we have a bastion right here. So that's why I actually had built some of those lights to point me in the direction of the bastion. And with bastions, you're mainly looking for all this gold. So these yellow blocks here are gold. You want to try and get as much of the gold as possible out of these so you can then trade with the piglins. Or the piglin. But you have to be careful because there's piglin brutes in here that will try and kill you. Especially if you're not wearing gold. But if you open up any of the chests in here, they will attack you. There are 4 different types of bastions, and these guys with helmets on, they're the piglin brutes, and they will attack you. In fact, I think all 4 of those guys will attack you if you try to open up anything. But because I'm in creative mode, they're not trying to attack me. But I need to get down past them, and they do have swords, and they do have crossbows that they'll attack you with. But there's 4 different types of bastion, and the gold is in different spaces. And I actually think this is 2 different bastions put together because they're just designed differently. But at any rate, I'm not sure. But I'm going down here to this middle section because down here we have more gold. But the odd thing is, like I said, I think there's 2 bastions put together because there's this type of bastion that has this type of a bottom layer. And you'll also find that type of lava and block mixture up on the top and like a roof-like area too. So, but I think I've got 2 of them put together, so I'm just going to go straight through this wall to see if I'm right. And yep, this is a second bastion. Because this bastion, when you go down to the middle, it'll have some chest in it, and if I was in survival mode and I opened up these chests, they would just immediately attack me. Now, the other thing about this type of bastion is not only do you have the gold here in the middle, but you also have right there is a spawner, and that spawner is going to give us some magma cubes, which is what that thing right there is. Magma cubes start out really large, and they'll just attack you. And for whatever reason, we just got the baby ones here. But at any rate, they'll be really large, and they'll attack you, and you'll have to defend yourself. When you do, they'll break apart and they'll break into smaller and smaller cubes. Now, it's really important to go to these bastions because they do have some really good loot. We've got armor here that is diamond armor, which is really good armor. A diamond sword. So these are really good. And there's your big cube, magma cube. So that's what I was talking about earlier. And then when you hit him, they'll break down into smaller ones. Alright, we're no longer in the bastion, continuing to explore, and we have two striders on top of each other. That's what these little guys here are. They're actually friendly, and we can actually ride them. But a lot of people die in the lava, so you have to be careful in the lava. But you want one of these fungi on a stick and place a saddle on him, and then you can ride him around. When they're in the lava, they're red. When you take them out of the lava, they'll turn gray because they're cold, because they live in the lava. And you can literally just ride around on the lava when you're on top of these guys. And I just nickname them the butt waddlers because that's pretty much what they do, is just butt waddle. And I found another bastion just like that. Now above us is magma blocks, and then this red stuff is netherite. Sorry, not netherite. Netherrack. This is soul sand that I'm passing right now, and then you have some gravel, more soul sand, magma blocks, and this is, I think, basalt. Any rate, different types of stone and rocks and quartzes in the quartz you'll find here. And then the warped forest is this blue forest, and I just fell into the lava. I hopped off and then I hit the down arrow instead of up arrow. But yeah, so that's where we're at right now. We'll just keep going and exploring. So you have a giant magma cube there. And this is just what the Nether looks like. It is this rugged and barren of tree, green grass and things of that nature. It's just a very barren area like that. But I mean, we do have the warped forest, so trees do grow in this, and you can use those trees. Endermen do show up in here, but the mobs that are in this area, the only ones you'll see in the overworld are the Enderman and Skeleton, and they are also in the Netherworld. Zombies are not down here, however zombie pigmen are, or zombie piglins are, and I'll point those out to you. And then the other mob that is down here is, like I said, the piglin brutes, and I have a third bastion. You can see that this one is completely different than the other two. So, at any rate, like I said, there's 4 different types of bastions, so that's the third one. And like I said, this is soul sand here. It actually, if you set this on fire, it's got the blue flame. There's one other structure here in the Netherworld. So I've shown you 3 different bastions, but now we're going to a fortress. And these were here prior to the bastion, so these are kind of original to the game, or to the Netherworld, I should say. And I'm just going to kind of spin around here. And this one is actually kind of broken because it's in that basalt and deep slate, or whatever that's, I think it's a basalt biome, where it's all that rock that's busting it up. But this is it. This is the fortress, and we'll introduce a couple of more mobs to you from here. Because this fortress is so broken up by the deep slate and the basalt stone there, I am going to show you another fortress later on in this video so you can get the full scope of how large these fortresses are. And we will go in and explore the inside of this fortress, but I'm distracted by the fact that there's a ghast, and I wanted to see if, while I'm in creative mode, if I could catch a ride on top of it. So that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to get on top of this crazy ghast, and he's not cooperating with me very well. So I'm struggling, but I think it's because I'm in creative mode too. Either way, this guy used to be the target of what you had to do to beat the game. So this was about 10 years ago. This was the worst enemy. But he's no longer the worst enemy. So now that I can't get on top of him, I'm trying to see if I can set a boat on top of him. I'm just curious what's possible and what's not with these guys. But you are supposed to kill them because they will shoot fireballs at you and they will kill you. And I'll show him attacking me later. But I'm distracted and still playing around with this guy, trying to get on top of him. At any rate, it's not working out for me very well. Okay, well, I realized that I did not bring my sword. So I've got to build me a really good sharp sword. So I'm going to try and get the sharpness 5 on it, as well as looting 3 on it. And then I want mending and unbreaking on it as well. So, but I have to stop real quick and get this sword fixed. So I set down an anvil and I just start adding the books and going from there. And then I realized I needed mending and I needed unbreaking. And that's what I'm looking for right now, is unbreaking. Alright, so I've got the additional books that I want on my sword. So now I've got a really powerful sword. So now we're going to wander through this fortress. But I'm changing from creative mode to survival mode. And right off the bat, something attacked me. I think it was a skeleton that attacked me. Now my armor still has thorns on it, so every time they attack me, they're going to hurt themselves. Alright, so right off the bat, we have a skeleton that wants to kill us with his bow and arrow. But he's getting hurt every time he shoots me. This is a zombie pigman. If you hit him, all of his buddies are going to show up and try and kill you. So if you ignore him, he won't hurt you. So I'm just wandering down these little corridors here. We have brown mushrooms and red mushrooms in here. And we finally found the blaze spawner. And that's what this is. Right here is a blaze spawner. You want to kill these blazes in order to get blaze rods. Because you need blaze rods in order to go to the end portal and go through the end portal to beat the dragon, the ender dragon. So right now I'm in survival mode so that I can collect some of these. Even though I'm in creative mode and I can easily get them, I wanted to show you what you have to do to build the next portal, which is the ender portal. And that is, you have to kill these guys, and what they drop again is these blaze rods, and you must have the blaze rods in order to go to the end portal. And what you do is you combine these blaze rods with ender pearls, and that's how you end up creating the ender eyes to go to the ender dragon and fight the ender dragon. Well, that's definitely a drop that's going to be death, so I don't want to go that way. So let me come back over here and just beat these guys up. Now I have a looting 3 sword, so I'm actually, for every one of these guys that I kill, I'm getting like 3 or 4 rods. So I'm already up to 18 rods. Typically, they only drop 1 rod And not every single one of them drops a rod. So that's the other problem with these guys, is they don't always drop the rods. And of course, these rods, you have to turn them into blaze powder in order to mix that with the ender pearl to create the ender eye. Oh my goodness, that's way too much. I'll show you later how to go through the end portal and what you need to do for that. So I'm just hanging out here. You only need about 12 to 14 of these blaze rods. Actually, you only need 7 because the 7 makes 14 blaze powders. And you have to have 12 ender eyes for the end portal. So, but I'm just collecting them because you can use these for potions as well. And I'm just having fun killing these guys with my very sharp sword and my very good armor. I'm not suffering any damage, even though I'm on fire and everything else. I'm fine. So they're not hurting me. They're hurting themselves every time they hit me. And the way you put out this fire is you just kind of swat at it. And that's all you have to do to get rid of fire. I've kind of cut this footage in an odd way in which we haven't in the video spawned the Wither boss yet, and yet my screen says we have. And it's just because I'm trying to show you the fortress before I show you the Wither boss. So I'm trying to complete that process first. So it's kind of a crazy, backwards way of doing things. But I'm also trying to keep it organized so that I don't lose you. But that purple bar is the Wither boss's health, and he's at full health right now. Okay, so let's just go through this corridor. I forgot that I need my pickaxe to go through this because I'm still in survival mode. And a wither skeleton is hitting me and has poisoned me. So that's what I just had to kill. And if you see, I no longer have any hearts underneath my armor. And here comes another wither skeleton, and he's hitting me. And of course, I'm trying to hit him with a golden apple or an enchanted apple. It works much better with a sword. And I don't know why I keep eating these apples. I'm already regenerating. And that's what the upper right hand corner heart shows. Now we're back here with the ghast, and now that I'm in survival mode, the ghast is trying to shoot me, and I just hit that fireball back, but I didn't hit that one back at him. So now he's kind of disappeared, and I'm on fire. But the goal is to actually hit his own fireball back at him. But I'm not, yep, I messed that one up. Yep, that one, I messed that one up. Yep, I messed that one up. Alright, well, I tried 6 times, so I'm just going to shoot him with an arrow. Oh, there's 2 of them now. That's what happened. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to shoot them both with an arrow. Watch this. But you actually get an achievement if you hit the fireball that they spit at you back at them. Tagged him. Gone. Oh, you're disappearing, huh? Well, I'll wait for you to come back. Oh, he shot me underneath that soul sand block. Can you believe that? Oh, he's still shooting at me. Well, I just hit that back at him with an arrow. And I just hit that one back at him with an arrow. And he's despawned. So we're back on the fortress, and this wither skeleton right here is trying to attack me. He didn't succeed. He didn't even slow me down. And now we have one of these skeletons, and I'm just going to beat him up. And he's gone. Oops. Oh, I thought he was gone. Oops. Okay. So these wither skeletons, you have to obtain 3 wither skulls in order to make a wither boss. And now you see that there's no longer that health bar of the wither, because we haven't created him yet at this point of the video. But I'm still in survival mode, and I'm just showing you that I have feather falling on, and this is a magma block, and I just wanted to show you how to kill a magma block. Sorry, not a magma block, but just a magma cube. And then you can kill all these little ones, and they start dropping some things that you need, I think, for sticky pistons or something of that nature. I can't remember now what the magma cube drops that is needed for building something, whether it's potion or some type of redstone contraption. There's so many things to build in Minecraft that I can't keep it all straight. Alright, well, I didn't have to do anything with the little babies, but I went ahead and just cleaned the area out. And now I'm just kind of looking around at all this lava flow. These are, like I said, the zombie piglins. And if you attack them, they will just form an army and all of them will attack you. So now we're just wandering around here, just looking at this area, seeing what we see. A couple of piglin brutes that you can trade with. You can't trade with the zombie piglins, but you can trade with the piglins. Okay, so now we have a couple of blaze spawners, or blazes here on the top of this, and they can, you know, pretty much go anywhere in the nether, but they typically are somewhere on a fortress or around a fortress. And of course I'm back in creative mode. But those are the blazes. And then the other mob that is only on the fortress are these wither skeletons. And you've already seen how they poison you when they hit you. But none of these are attacking me now because I'm in creative mode. But are you ready to see what a wither boss does in the nether? So the way that you spawn a wither boss is with soul sand shaped in a T. So you want to go up 2 high, I believe. No, 3 high. Whoops, and I just fell. And I'm in creative mode and I just fell. The nether is so dangerous. But at any rate, so you have the soul stand, made it into a T like this. And a lot of the mobs that you can spawn, like an iron golem, are all in T's as well. And then you put the 3 wither skeleton skulls on top. Now he's building up, and he's going to explode. There we go. Now he's in flight mode. And he's targeted a blaze, and now the blaze and him are going at it. The blaze is going to shoot him with fire, and the wither boss is shooting him with his little cannonballs there. And yeah, the wither boss has more health than the blaze does, so no surprise that he won. Now, if I was in survival mode, he would be coming after me. But he's just throwing his little blue cubes, which are bombs basically, all over the place. Now he has spotted a magma cube, and he's decided to declare war on that magma cube, and then he come over and kills this other one, and just starts targeting this other one and killing it. And then he finds one over there, and he's just going to town on these magma cubes. They just don't have a chance. And then he's taking out the babies too. So he's just keep going. And now he's going to actually target a wither skeleton. So he's trying to take out these wither skeletons as well as the rest of the babies. But he found something else. These piglin brutes. So he's going to take out these, and they're shooting at him with their crossbows. Oh, but he likes to take out these magma cubes. I would imagine so, just because they're so huge. A wither skeleton and a pigman are dueling on top of the fortress here. And the wither skeleton won. Back to the wither boss. So the wither boss is totally just fixated on that magma cube. And he keeps spinning around. And I keep thinking, are you stuck or what's going on there? But I think he's actually clearing out the basalt that's in between him and the magma cube. Because there's actually a hole there where he keeps shooting things. And in a second here, I'm actually breaking some of these blocks right now just to see if that's going to help him or cause him to keep spinning or not. But yeah, just like that, he's dropping his bombs on that magma cube, which is why it's flashing. Every time it flashes the bright red, he's getting hit by the wither boss. You're just not a nice dude with your 3 heads. Oh, I wish this ghast and the wither boss would get into a fight. That would be hilarious. But the wither boss is so fixated on the magma cubes that he's not noticing anything else. So you can see that the nether world is actually pretty foggy and misty like this. There is a setting that you can go in and remove the fogginess, and a lot of Minecraft videos that you'll see in the netherworld, they have that setting turned off. I just feel like I'm showing you the netherworld. I want it to be the creepy version that you're going to see. Oh, he just took out another blaze. Okay, well, we're going to leave the wither boss to do whatever he's going to do, and we're going to just keep exploring the netherworld. Okay, there's a couple more things that I do want to show you. One is that the fortress always has a few chests. Typically they'll have iron and nether wart. You want nether wart for your potions, but they will only grow on soul sand. And I think they only grow in the nether. So if you're going to farm it, you have to farm it near your portal on soul sand. And then it also grows right here on both sides of the staircase where it's been planted by somebody at some point in time. And you can actually harvest all this here and again turn it into potions. Alright, that's the end of the fortress. Now we're coming over to the Soul Sand Valley because it has these fossils. These fossils are actually made out of bone block. So you can convert these bone block into bone meal, and bone meal helps all your plants and trees and flowers grow faster. So a lot of people will just gather up all this bone block in order to get all their plants to grow faster, their food to grow faster, things of that nature. But you'll typically find these type of fossils, also known as bone block, that you can convert into bone meal in a soul sand valley. So now we're just going to keep cruising, going all over the place here. And of course I just fell right into the lava. And we have another soul sand valley here with more bone block. So you have to travel a certain amount of blocks in order for that wither boss health bar to go away. But before I even get far enough away, I find a second fortress. And I'm a little bit confused, but pretty sure this is a different fortress. And I'm right, it is a different fortress. And when I start exploring it, I realized that, yeah, this fortress is within the distance of the wither boss. So, but this fortress is not broken up. And when I get up here and start exploring it, I'll show you what I mean by that, because more of the building and more of the structure is visible to us. Now you see I've moved far enough away from that first fortress that the wither boss health has gone away. And then I turn around, and now you're seeing the magnitude of a fortress that's not broken like that other one was. And this is potentially 2 fortresses in one, but you can see that there's more of these building structures and things like that. We have the blaze right there, and on one side of the fortress, we're in the same distance of that wither boss. On the other side, we're far enough away from that other wither boss. So the wither boss bar is going to keep coming and going while I'm exploring this fortress. But this may be 2 fortresses combined, because it is really large and it spans quite a distance. But now you understand why it's called a fortress, because now you can actually see the magnitude and the size of this building. So I'm glad that I found this second fortress so you could really see the full scope of what these things look like. Alright, well, we will just keep traveling around here and seeing what else we can find, because I'm looking for specifically a crimson forest, but I think I just found a bastion. Maybe. Broken bastion? Maybe not. Okay. Well, all this red that you see is netherrack. There's one other block in here, which is ancient debris, and really the only way you're going to find ancient debris is by mining for it with either dynamite or beds. Because when you're in the nether, you do not want to touch a bed, because a bed explodes in the nether world. So it's the one time where you don't want to ever try to sleep, because if you touch a bed, you're dead. So when you take ancient debris, combine it with gold, you get netherite. And netherite is the strongest material in Minecraft. So that's why my suit is black. It's because it's netherite. My sword is black because it's netherite. However, when it's enchanted, it turns purple, a purplish black. On the right hand side here is Crimson Forest. And this netherrack with the soil on top is what I just used for part of my roof. You do have these mushroom lights in here. The red vines I also used on that tower, observation tower. So that's where the red vines come from. So these two things are only in the netherworld and in the Crimson Forest. So there's only really one mob in the Crimson Forest that will want to kill you, and that is the Hoglin. Now, the Piglins will also want to kill you if you're not wearing gold, but this right here is a Hoglin. You want to stand at least 3 blocks above him, because when he shoves his tusk forward, he can actually hit you if you're only 2 blocks above him. He will drop 3 pork chops. In the overworld, the regular pigs only drop 1 pork chop. But if this guy sees you, he's coming after you, and he's going to kill you. Now, we got a Hoglin here, or a Piglin here, that's got a sword and decides that he's hungry, and so he just killed that Hoglin for us. And there's something wrong with this guy's AI, because he keeps going down, but only picking up 1 pork chop at a time, and he misses the last one. And then he looks at me like it's my fault. Any rate, if you wear gold, those guys won't attack you unless you attack them. And then definitely those Hoglins, yeah, they'll kill you the second they see you. And this is a whole herd of zombie pigmen. You don't want to attack them because they will attack you back in hordes. And this is a netherrack plains here that's just red flatness here. So I've shown you all the biomes, all the structures, and all the mobs, all the blocks, except for ancient debris. And this is the netherworld. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I'm going to head the 1,000 blocks back to my portal and head on home. I really want to encourage grandparents to stay mentally active through gaming. I want to mentally challenge them with strategy games and task management games and creative games like Minecraft. So if you appreciate my effort in trying to encourage your grandparents to stay mentally young, please let them know about this channel. And let them know it is free to subscribe. There's no cost. And again, thanks for watching Gaming for Grandparents.